Okay, so my project is called Reliever, and it's designed for students um, for stress relief. So basically, this is what we're going to go over today. First of all, this is the table of contents. We're going to start with the introduction, then go to research, the problem, insights, then the persona, final design, user research, our competitive advantage, and then finally the conclusion. So for an introduction, our company, Reliever, is a website designed to connect, unify, and aid new university students in adjusting to their college experience. So this is something I struggled with when I was coming to Miami. I didn't know really what I was doing, basically how to time manage, and this resulted in a lot of, poor time management added up as it does, and it resulted in a lot of unnecessary stress just because of basic skills and other things I never learned in high school or had to get accustomed to. For instance, like it was even hard for me to manage time to go to the dining hall for food in between classes. So just things like this that, especially first year students, that's our main focus. First year students um, could use help with. And the goal of this service is to introduce students to new outlets for stress relief and an individualized treatment experience overall. So basically about our project, we plan on, so basically this is a very complex problem and one that's become very prevalent over the basically last few years, and especially got exacerbated by COVID and was basically accelerated. So how we plan on addressing one of the most complex illnesses in university students and basically the entire US population is by creating a forum where students can share their experiences and recommendations, data-informed recommendations personalized for each student, so creating a user profile and basing our stress relief recommendations off of those, week-to-week programming aimed at introducing students to new strategies and outlets for stress management, getting them in the Miami community, introducing them to more people who struggle with their same issues, and basically letting them know that they're not alone. Because I feel like building a community and like having a strong group of friends that you can talk to about these things is very important in these aspects. Also, destigmatizing the discussion of mental health. That's also a big thing and something that it's kind of like a taboo and not many people like to talk about for whatever reason. I guess because it's personal, but these connections should help build that bridge and welcome that conversation. And finally, teaching students how to identify early signs of stress. So our problem, as you can tell, is stress and how to mitigate that and ultimately how to recognize that at an early time before the issues compound. So here's some statistics. 55% of students claim their biggest stressor to be academic in nature, and the source was NYU. 53% of students neglect their social life because of stress. Source is also NYU, but this shows how your social life can be impacted and how stressors can prevent you from even accessing things that you know will make the issue better because you're so stressed about either academics or have social anxiety, something of that sort. Another one is 36.5% of students claim stress is the biggest reason for poor academic performance. So it's basically like a vicious cycle. So you have more stress, you have poor academic performance, and that leads to even more stress. So it's really something that's got to be picked up early and something that needs to have more focus shed on it. So what we're working on is one, differentiation. So this stems from actively analyzing data from our users. So we're basically going to have a profile base, and the users are going to enter their information, and we're going to be able to track their previous approaches and what works for them and what doesn't work well for them, and then basically prescribe a plan based on these. And then second is connection. So creating a network of users with a similar experience supports a sense of community and belonging. One of our one of our key findings was that community is basically big in the social aspect and the being able to release that stress. So building this community is important, and I believe this can be done through our service. So here we go. Part 3 is research. The key resources I conducted over the semester were literature review. I had 11 sources reviewed, 5 interviews, and existing analysis on some of the apps like Calm app, and basically some of the meditation apps. I further developed my approach as I went along, but it was started just looking at these meditation apps and how their shortcomings were basically not enough access to professional help, professional counseling, professional mental health counseling more specifically, and how they marketed these apps as things that would work for everybody when in reality they did not. And this caused some of the users to blame themselves, which is completely counterproductive, and it was just a bad look for these apps. So taking that into account, the information gained, these are some of the key facets of the information that we gained. So at the top, you can see the shortcomings of the Calm app and need professional counseling within. Professional counseling should always be welcome, and it should always be a resource that's accessible either virtually or in person. It's important to not limit the students on when they can find time to do these, and it's important to always welcome this discussion. And this needs to be done through professionals, because you never know what point they're at in the stressors. Next was the mindset. Basically, need for disclaimer. The correlation between mobile phone and internet usage and stress among college students, more specifically going back to COVID, was one of the main things that accelerated this usage and increased their usage. So they found direct correlation between an increase in stress and an increase in mobile phone and internet usage. And then finally, the last big important one was the effects of students socially and academically highlighted the need for early detection. So early detection is the biggest thing, and understanding stress in the individual is also very important. So again, our user base and databases prescribe towards that. Okay, moving on to number 4, insights. We're going to speed up a little bit here, running out of time. So I interviewed this Instagram community founder at A Plastic Plant on Instagram. One of the biggest things that resonated with me through his interview was that a sense of community is one of the most important tools in combating stress and preserving happiness. So, jumping forward, a community is one of the biggest factors in happiness, and this community helps mitigate stress. It also helps relieve stress. So a community is a very central and important thing in stress relief. Our findings, change itself is the largest contributing factor to the amount of perceived stress among students. Mindset, a positive, optimistic outlook, is a primary determining factor in meditation-based stress relief. Apps, existing stress management apps need personalization and direct access to professional counseling options. Another one's landscape. Stress in college is magnified by social isolation, social anxiety, and exposure to new culture and routine adjustments. Social media increases in internet and social media uses directly relate to increased perceived stress and anxiety, COVID, and accelerated usage rates. Detection. Again, detection is very important, and detection is what we're going to focus on here. Our scope, it's college students in the United States, as you can tell. The rising rate of stress within college students domestically highlights need for increased mental health and counseling services on campuses. Additionally, these findings suggest that there needs to be more information about recognizing early signs of onset. Here's our target persona. I'm not going to go too much over this so I can do a better conclusion. Final design, here we go. Oops. Okay, I'm going to fly through this. Let's see. Man, 15 minutes is not that long. Let's see. history. Maybe today. Okay, cool. So this is the reliever site. As you can see, the page starts with a book a meeting because that's the most important thing. You can book a meeting directly on the site, and it shows you that. What we offer: professional counseling, targeted programming, user-driven forum, personalized stress management. Again, a tab here, right? You can book right through our homepage, which is most important. We call it stress management the right way. Here are some of the quotes I made based off the user personas. I'm gonna also have this linked. I'm kind of gonna really speed through this. Here's direct booking, start a session, follow up session, very straightforward. Go to book now. It's not, okay, well it's not fully set up for online bookings, but I'm gonna go to, okay, here we go. On upcoming programming. So December, we're doing a Cookfield cookout. We're doing a Spotify group stream, and then we're going to sample weed with the Cannabis Startup Box, which is really cool, from Cincinnati. So one of these things, however extreme you want to go, should work and should be applicable to you. So our services. Let's go to this. Oh, this is back. Okay, that's back there. Okay. Contact at the bottom, very easily. Subscribe here. Sign up here. Back to the top. Forum. Okay. Open-ended discussion. Very cool. Done by users. Made by users. This one's to introduce themselves. This one's the rules. Highlighting all that. Welcome to the forum. Let's see. Can I go to the shop? Okay, again, here we go. Building a sense of community. I can't stress that enough. Building a sense of community is the biggest thing, and we believe these 3 T-shirts we designed, very simple, very sleek logo, will basically right here show the support of the community. Wear these, know you're not alone. I think they look really good too. They came out really nice. They're $5, basically just to sustain the site, to pay the counselors, to keep the site up and running, because there's going to be upkeep, there's going to be maintenance, and we're not trying to make a profit here. That's our other differentiator besides the apps. We're not trying to make a profit, and that's one of the things we really highlight. Let's see, let me check the time real quick. Okay, final site. User research. User research. Basically, the users needed more access, more ease of use, call to action, self-sustaining. So our call to actions are T-shirts, our call to actions are book now, our call to actions are forum. It's all user driven, it's all user based. Ease of use, very streamlined. You saw at the beginning. The homepage is completely designed just around booking an appointment. Access, website, virtual booking, in-person booking, whatever you need counseling wise is there. And self-sustaining. Basically the T-shirts pay for the website design and the counselors, and you build a sense of community while doing that. It's a non-for-profit, it's all for mental health, and I think it's a great idea. Competitive advantage. So why us, right? Why would you choose us? We're user-focused, there's a dynamic approach based on user profiles. Nothing else I've seen does that, nothing else does its own programming. We're community-centered, we're data-driven. All these things circle back to providing the best experience possible for the user. In conclusion, let's see, I'm just checking the rubric right now. In conclusion, our work it's still a work in progress. It's a work in progress. I had a great time doing this presentation throughout the school year. The value it'll bring is building a sense of community and destigmatizing the work. The community and just having more access, having more resources, having this website to connect, to engage with users, to recommend songs, to recommend programming. I'm going to go back here. Recommend programming, our services, our contact,